night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, and it was so. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night. He made them stars also. And God set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good, and the evening and the morning were the fourth day.
Right. So where is the word dome in there that you brought in earlier?
We're feet. That's the...
Look up the word firmament, because it doesn't mean dome.
Well, it does suggest that they're put there to go around.
Wait, what does it mean?
They're there for the earth.
Let's be careful.
It clearly suggests that they rotate around the earth, doesn't it?
Well, no, it doesn't say rotate, and it doesn't say don't.
No, it doesn't say that. But it does.
Okay, well then let's be faithful to the. As long as we're going to try and make a logical point, let's at least try and be accurate. Okay.
How is it that the stars were made and then somehow that light just traveled like within a few days by the time we were created?
How can?
Well, that's a good question.
When Adam and Eve, when they would have looked up, they'd be like, "There's no stars."
Right. That's a good question.
And they wouldn't be able to tell the time.
You're right. That's a good question. However, much as it may be surprising, there's actually a good answer to that. Namely, I know this sounds very bizarre to naturalists who assume kind of a uniformitarian speed of nature, that nature has always progressed at the same rate of development that we observe now. But just for the sake of argument, just for the sake of speculation here to follow the narrative, the Bible says something different. It says for the first 6 days, nature was not at the relatively slow speed that humans have always observed it. For the first 6 days, nature was moving at billions of times the
Where do you get that
speed
from?
that it is now.
Where are you getting that from?
Well, from the text. Here it is. It says for the first 6 days, God was working. And then on the 7th day, he rested. And that nature has been in a state of rest ever since then. Billions of times slower than it was during the first 6 days. That's the concept. It's a different concept.
So why are there stars in the sky?
Jesus can. You see here.
Let me just. So to how that would work out with starlight.
It just accelerated. Like
everything, including the speed of light.
So the theory of relativity just disappeared, and then God just made that light go super faster, and then like
the relativity didn't come into effect until day 7 and beyond.
Where does it say that in the Bible?
No, it doesn't. I'm saying that in terms of dealing with the idea that you're talking about, everything.
But how do you know this is true, though?
Well, you asked me for what would be the biblical explanation for that, and I'm giving it to you.
I would love to see you do that.
Now, of course, I can't step out and
serious.
scientifically prove that.
Rewrite
because,
Moby Dick.
just like I was saying with this young lady here, nobody can go back into any event in the past and observe that or repeat that because the past is gone.
So we're supposed to just have faith that this is all true and believe you? Or?
Well, that's an interesting statement because at the same time, there are problems on both sides of the fence. Namely, if you want to be a strict naturalist and you want to assume that all there is to reality is nature, then there is a problem of explaining where nature came from. When once upon a time there was no nature and therefore no nothing at all, you got nature supposedly producing itself before it existed. That's irrational.
But what about the problem of just assuming that there's a God and he just accelerated the speed of light without any scientific proof that he exists, much less actually did it?
Here's the answer to that. Let's use a visual aid, like say a row of dominoes. You got them standing end to end, and for the dualist, i.e., someone who believes in both nature and in the supernatural, they would say, "What do you need to do in order to get those dominoes falling?" Well, it's pretty easy. You just take a little kid and he just goes like that to the first domino, and they fall. Easy answer. Okay. A naturalist doesn't have that option. A naturalist has.
When you knock over the dominoes, there's natural scientific property.
Exactly. Once you've got nature.
But you're saying that stuff doesn't matter. The light just traveled faster than the speed of light for no reason.
Let's keep the issues separate. Let's not confuse them.
It wasn't no reason. It was magic.
Because there's a difference. There's a difference.
It's magic.
No. Once you've got nature in existence, then it can follow natural laws. But the problem under consideration is, how did nature come into existence if nature is all that there is?
But you're saying that light traveled faster than the speed of light, which is not a natural law. It's not natural. It's supernatural.
You're on two separate issues.
God is supernatural because it's
magic.
There's two.
Don't you
one is
understand
origin.
the nature of magic?
The other one is speed. So which question would you like to pursue right now? I've been trying to pursue the origins issue, but it sounds like you want to move back to speed. So which question?
Well, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about how you're talking about natural laws and God making these laws, that you're stating that light traveled faster than the speed of light.
Yeah, and I'm saying the reason why people today think that light is limited to 186,000 miles per second is because that's all that we've ever observed. And I'm saying, right, and I'm saying, if you want to make that assumption, let me answer your question. If you want to make that assumption that light has traveled at that speed and that speed only, because you want to hold to what's called the uniformitarian philosophy of natural process.
But wouldn't that be better than assuming, and just based on what you see, and not just be like, I have faith that God exists and he suspended the laws of nature for no.
That's great, but you have to finish with your.
I'm going by what I saw.
Okay, I'm asking you to finish your inquiry and not stop halfway through the problem, because the other half of your problem is, okay, if you want to stick with the straight uniformitarian concept, then the problem on the naturalistic end is, how do you account for the existence of nature at all?
Well, there's this little thing called I don't know.
Okay, and I'm saying there are some things that we do know. Namely, we know.
Well, we know that light doesn't travel faster than the speed of light.
Well, try and keep up with what we're talking about here. Making that assumption, which you can't prove.
Okay. You can't prove that. In a laboratory.
You can't prove.
Can you prove that light travels faster than the speed of light?
Do you want me to answer your question, or you just want to interrupt?
We're waiting for you to answer it.
Okay. Okay. Well, let me get a sentence.
Who are you voting
out
for in the
without
next
you
election?
I'm not political. Okay.
No, Rick Santorum.
I'm not.
You like
political,
him.
Okay.
You know you like him.
Okay. You want to change the topic? I'm
bit.
trying to get back to your answer. Okay. Nobody can prove that the speed of light has always been the same. It's just an assumption. So that's problem number one. Problem number two is, you have to, if you're a strict naturalist, you can't come up with a rational explanation for where nature came from in the first
Neither
place.
can you, because you're basing your beliefs. You're saying that you can't prove that God made light go faster. So you can't prove it.
Well, let me say something. Let me say something. Let me say something.
He doesn't have to prove